Nothing was making sense. Those words were repeated over and over again today by a doctor in a courtroom. He was testifying that he watched a healthy 18-year-old patient nearly die during what should have been a simple surgery. Andrea Lucia, inside day 4 of the trial of a Dallas doctor accused of poisoning IV bags. She is live for us outside the Earl Cabell Federal Building. So honestly, it sounds like a difficult day to listen to testimony in this courtroom.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing a lot of doctors talk about Dr. Reynaldo Ortiz's actions and how they really don't make any sense. The team that you mentioned, his surgery, though, marked a point where prosecutors say all the pieces of evidence started coming together. More than a dozen patients had complications that summer at the Baylor Scott & White Surgery Care Center in North Dallas, far more than usual. And now you had a healthy 18-year-old whose heart suddenly stopped. The surgery in August of 2022 was, according to doctors, going well. The healthy 18-year-old had hurt his nose in a motorbike accident and was getting it fixed. Suddenly, his surgeon, Dr. Thomas Hung, said he began bleeding excessively and frothing at the mouth. The teen, he said, had no pulse and almost died on the table. The anesthesiologist, Dr. Saeed Hussein, called the experience emotional, scary. Clinically, nothing was making sense, he told jurors. Surgery records show the problems began shortly after the patient had been given a new IV bag. A second anesthesiologist, Dr. Chad Marsden, who'd had a similar experience during a surgery days earlier, happened to be arriving at the Surgery Care Center and saw the ambulance outside waiting to transport the teen to a larger hospital. He'd begun to suspect by then there was a problem with the IV bags, rushed in and asked an administrator to grab one from an unopened box, telling the patient's doctors to swap in the new bag. The teen's condition quickly began to improve. On the stand today, Dr. Marsden was also shown surveillance videos of Dr. Ortiz filling multiple syringes with various drugs. He told the jury there was no reasonable explanation for what Ortiz can be seen doing. Video from this hallway security camera then shows Ortiz grabbing an IV bag, disappearing into an empty operating room, and returning to drop the bag back in the storage container for someone else to use. Yeah, that video that we're talking about has not yet been publicly released. As much as we'd like to show it to you, we can't quite yet, but it did get quite a reaction in the courtroom when it was played in the trial. There were people who were crying, grabbing tissues. It was just a noticeable moment in the trial, and quite likely the strongest piece of evidence the prosecution has presented yet. Reporting live in Dallas, Andrea Lucia, CBS News Texas.